Check. Mic check 1, mic check 2. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. Welcome to Showout with The Wave, brought to you by the Juice Network, your number one source for urban entertainment. Hope you all had a great week, man. We missed you all. And guess what? Now we back, man. We back and we live and we back at it. As you see, we got some new decor up in the crib. You know what I'm saying? We got the banner right here. You know, the Juice Network, your number one source for urban entertainment. We got some new merch right here. As you can see, we got some new merch right here. You know what I'm saying? We doing it big right here at the Juice Network, man. So listen, what I need y'all to do is this. I need y'all to share this live everywhere. Share this live, man, for all my people out there that is on YouTube. Thank you so much for always tuning in every single weekend, man, subscribing to us, man. And we here, man. Showout.
Yo. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? What is good? We are here back at it again. Episode 15.
15 episodes, brother. Can you believe
15,
it?
Man. We are
on 15 episodes.
We got 8 more episodes to go.
8 more.
We got 8 more episodes to go for this first season, man. This first season, man. How you feeling about the first season?
I'm impressed. You came to me with the idea. We executed, and now we doing it.
And we here.
We doing it every week, every single week. We get people. I get people hitting me up saying, "Bro, I love the episode. I love what y'all doing, bro. Y'all got to keep doing this, bro. This is what
Facts.
The culture need, bro. Like, y'all be saying stuff that I be afraid to say, especially on social media platforms. So
we try to push it. We try to push the envelope,
we pushing the culture right now, man. We pushing it. But episode 15, man, we got
episode 15.
Woo, you know the motto. Certain things that we don't want to touch on, but we gonna touch it, man. We talking about the church.
And I'm gonna be a little bit more calm this episode. All right, I'm gonna be a little bit more calm.
I'm gonna turn up.
Right,
okay.
I'm
turning up this episode.
I'm not gonna because this is a sensitive topic.
Yes, I got some stuff I need to say.
This is a very sensitive, very sensitive topic that you may not know. So it's like.
Yes, so
we are talking about the doors of
the church. Yes, we're talking about church. We're talking about church. So
church, we are talking about church, ladies.
All right, show out. So
this is top. Well, Lord, what you got, Tariq?
Well, let me ask you something, brother. You know, church, man. We talking about church, right?
Right.
What is your history with the church?
I grew up in the church, actually.
Okay.
I grew up in the church.
What's your denomination?
Baptist.
Baptist, same here. Baptist, baby.
Baptist church, man. Baptist church. White Rock Baptist Church, to be exact. White Rock Baptist Church. Grew up in the church, man. Raised in the church for as long as I can remember. Man. Sang in the choir. Usher.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Did everything. Worked in the sound ministry. That's what it was, a sound ministry.
Okay, sound ministry.
Everything's a ministry.
Everything in the Baptist church is a ministry.
Everything you got.
It's a sacrifice.
You know what I'm saying? You got
yes.
You got the front office ministry.
Right.
You got the
pastor's aid ministry. Usher's ministry.
Anyways, but yes, grew up in the church and raised. Sadly, I don't go as much as I did back when I was younger, but we'll get into why.
Okay.
We'll get into all that down the line. But you
right.
said you was Baptist as well.
Yes.
So were you raised a lot in the church? You go every so often?
Burke Avenue Baptist Church, Bronx, New York. Burke Avenue. Yes, indeed. Burke Avenue Baptist Church, Bronx, New York.
That's a specific.
Yes.
That's a specific
yes.
church.
I grew up in the church. I was a usher. I was in the choir. And I played the drums. Yes, I was.
Not you played the drums.
I was a
You played
drummer.
the drums for real.
I'm so serious,
yeah,
bro.
For real. I'm talking about when they hit the praise break.
You know what's crazy? That was the only thing about church that I had the biggest difficulty with was the shouting. I just could not get with.
You got to be in tune.
You really got to like your riddles and everything got to be on point.
You just got to be watching the organ play when he hit the head. Nah, you see.
Yes, like all of that. I was in the church, and then when I moved to North Carolina, I went to Cornerstone Missionary Baptist Church, Greenville, North Carolina.
Cornerstone Missionary
Baptist Church. And those of y'all that's from the 2-5, it's that church right across the street from Zaxby's.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not right across
Yeah,
from
yeah, yo,
Zaxby's.
that's how everybody knew my church. What church you go to? You know that church right across the street from Zach? Yeah, that big
That's
church.
crazy.
That one right there.
That's
yeah.
wild.
Group of the church.
That's
I was
wild
in the.
right there.
I was. I was
Let me
in
get
the.
my glasses.
Yes, I was in.
can't
I was
see.
in the choir there, but see, they had special choirs. We had the TVOV choir, the Teen Voices of Victory choir. When I was in New York, we had the KFC choir, the Kids for Christ choir. On God, I promise you. Everybody, yes.
Kids for Christ.
Yes,
Amen.
yes. Everybody thought I was
Kids for
BSing.
Christ.
It was KFC, Kids for Christ. KFC. We had the salt
I hope
ministry.
y'all was sponsored by KFC.
We wasn't, but the crazy thing was there was a
Lord.
KFC around the corner from my church in the Bronx, right?
Stop it.
We also had the salt ministry.
Stop it.
Yes, I promise you, we had the salt ministry. Yes, we did. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in church. I know what it's like being in church. I used to, do the responsive reading. You know what I'm saying? I used to do this. Yeah. I used to do the scripture. I used to. What else I used to do? Dude, I used to.
So you was just active in the church.
Dog, my
you was
mother.
active.
My mother was the president of the usher board. My grandmother was in the choir. She was a tenor.
The tenor.
Yes.
Okay. So, all right. So, topic of the day, doors of church are open. A lot of people,
Yeah.
when it comes to church and when it comes to a topic like this, a lot of people understand that church, as holy as it is still
Church is crazy, bro.
Church
is crazy.
has a lot that goes on with it.
Mhm.
Church has a lot that goes on with it, and for those of you who may have a problem with what we are talking about, and we may not have experience of it, whatever.
Drop
this,
your
that, and the third,
comments.
Let's understand that we're speaking merely from experience.
Yes.
Okay, we are speaking merely from experience.
We know what we talking about.
what we've been exposed to, what we know.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who may have something different, enlighten us, okay? We're
Yes.
not telling you that something is wrong, something is right. We're
Mhm.
merely having a conversation,
Mhm.
opening the conversation so
Mhm.
everybody understands that this is something that needs to be talked about.
Mhm.
Something that needs to be talked about. Understand that. So a lot of people understand that church is a very sacred place. People go there for saving. They get saved. They go there for forgiveness.
Yes.
They go there for
Drama.
I
I mean, let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah, sometimes within the church it'd be a lot of drama in there.
Yeah.
The pastor anyways. So
Stealing money.
shut up. Shut up. See, this is why Tony should have been here.
Yeah, hey,
This
hey.
is
I
like-
mean, listen,
This
it's
is
true.
why
It's
Tony-
true.
Tony
You know what I'm
should have
saying?
been
It's the truth.
Tony should have been the mediator. But yeah, so with the church, with your experience of the church, Tariq, growing up and learning everything that you learned, how has your knowledge of the church changed over the years?
Wow. I can honestly say the church can make you do two things. It can make you want to grow closer with God, or it can make you want to run away from God.
Explain.
So this is what I'm gonna explain it like this, right? When I was in church, right? When I was really, really active, a lot of people used to say, I was in high school, a lot of people used to be like, I don't go to church. And I'd be like, why you don't go to church, man? Like, church is where everybody need to go. And a lot of people used to be like, no, it's so much drama that goes on to the church. Now, I know me personally, I am a person who has dealt with a lot of, drama in my life. I've dealt with a lot of self-esteem issues. I've dealt with a lot of personal demons where in most cases the devil thought he had me, but God came and stepped foot in, you
But I
know what I'm saying?
run.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I've been in those type of situations. I've seen how God can move in my life if I allow him. However, I've also seen people in the church, communion. I've seen a lot. Okay, my bad. If y'all think I'm drinking, I'm not. It's Communion Sunday. Anyway, huh?
Go ahead.
Hey, some people say, hey,
Go
they got
ahead,
church
go
on Sunday.
ahead,
But
go
anyway,
ahead. What
I
you
seen
saying?
a lot of people in church make people run away from the church. Meaning, one of the biggest things I've had, problems people have had was like the mothers of the church. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the mothers of the church try to run things, and they don't even understand that they're running people out the door. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've realized that. I've also realized that a lot of pastors they think they're preaching the word of God, but they're really preaching the word of their own. Let me say that one more time. A lot of pastors are preaching the word. They think they're preaching the word of God, but they're preaching the word of their own. Meaning, it kind of baffles me that some people in most pastors' ministry are piss poor, but the pastor is pulling up in the newest Lincoln or Bentley or helicopter.
Now, so look, let's talk about shut up, not the helicopter. Now, but let's talk about that though. On the for real though,
Okay.
You got to think about it, right? The church does not have to. You got to think about it. Church does not deal with taxes and other legal financial obligations.
That's what they want you to think.
Like other businesses may think. Church ain't nothing but a business. It's
Mm-hmm.
a business. At the end of the day, the tithes that you pay for the Lord pays for the church so that they can pay the bills and do all the other things. So
Correct.
Keep giving you the service each and every week, every Sunday, Wednesday, whatever.
Right.
And a lot of people may not understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes at a cost.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, you are giving something to an higher purpose. Give or say you're helping out a larger entity other than yourself to better financially. So
Okay.
it's it leads to the pastor, it pays for the people who work the front office, pays for the people who does all these other things, travel for the church, all the other things, this, that, and the third. Some people spend it at a way that does not look good for the church. A lot of people may want to invest that into different ways that can benefit the church.
Correct.
So we have to do a better job of holding those in power,
Mm-hmm.
those, i.e. the pastor or whoever's higher up, accountable for the money and where it goes and allocating, because ain't no way the church extension needs to be lasting 15 years.
Ooh.
But, pastor able to pay off his. Anywho,
So we talk about tithing. I just think you said something about
tithing.
tithing. So let me tell you. So let's talk about two verses, right? Let's talk about. So the Bible does say, right, that you're supposed to give 10% of what you make to God.
10%.
The Bible says, it says in Deuteronomy 14 verse 22, be sure to set aside a tenth of all of your fields produce each year. Then the Bible also talks about giving to God.
Mm-hmm.
Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God. Matthew 22 verses 21. Now, most problems that I know a lot of people have with the church is the money part.
Right.
A lot of people I've heard say, if you want to be rich and start a good business, open up a church.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, when it comes to the whole giving and the whole thing of church and money, where do you stand on that?
It's like this, right? So it's like I can give money, right? I don't have no problem with giving money. My main thing about that is more so about like, all right, so if I'm gonna give this money, I need to see action. I need something that needs to
Absolutely.
I need something that needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Over periods of time. Yes, I'm giving something to a higher cause, this, that, and the third. But, at the end of the day, people use their tithes to write off on their taxes. So, as I don't, a lot of people use it. You may say it this, say it that, but at the end of the day, everything is still a business. So, and especially with dealing with money. So, at the end of the day, people put value on the money. Money has to then go to power other things. So it's like, if I'm going to give money into a church, I don't have no problem with that. But if I feel as if me donating and not necessarily donating, but me giving, and it's not showing, no results from my giving, it's like, what am I really giving to? You see what I'm saying?
Okay. So this is my issue with the church. I don't think when it comes to giving money, I don't think it's the church sometimes that handles money, and that's the problem. I think it's the way how the pastors talk about money.
Yeah.
So, give you an example, right? I'll give you a clear example. I was watching something earlier today, right? I'm going to say this, okay. So, one time, I remember I was in church, right? And I remember I heard this pastor say, no man ever in life should ever give put $1 in church.
Okay, why is that?
And I used to agree with that, because my thing is, if you make a lot of money, then okay, cool, yeah, you should put more than $1. But then my also thing was, what if that's all you got?
Right.
What if that's all you got, right? What if that's all you have? Then on top of that, my other problem is this when it comes to with money in the church, right? I remember I used to one of my old pastors used to be like, okay, we got a guest preacher here, and we used to give a love offering. It's too many offerings for me in church. You got the church offering, but then you got the love offering. And the love offering is for the pastor. So he used to be like, for the guest pastor, so he used to be like, if you got, he said, I'm going to start off with $50. Now, I know somebody in here got 100. I know somebody in here got 50. I know somebody in here got 20. But let's not go be cheap and give 10 or give 5 or give 1. My thing is, dog, what if that's all I got?
But it's like, at the end of the day, though, we have to understand that, like, it's just a different ball game when you talk about church, when you talk about religion, when
Yes.
you talk about all of that, because people want to feel like they're doing something for a greater cause.
Absolutely.
Something bigger than them.
Absolutely.
So I feel that's why a lot of people go for religion, go to church, is because they feel as if something greater than them is happening, or they're experiencing it, and a comment, they feel a part of something.
Okay.
And as the years go on, especially with technology developing nowadays, you got to look at these mass churches nowadays.
Absolutely.
Right? So the mass churches nowadays, that's where I feel like that's where the distance really come in, especially with the mass churching, because when you got mass churches like this, right, and you got thousands of people in the congregation, right,
Yes.
it's like, how can you possibly feel as if you're really doing something for the church when there's thousands of people in play? Like,
Even in that, how does a pastor really have a true relationship with them? Like,
you know
okay.
what I'm saying? Because some pastors have connections with their people in the church. You know what I'm saying? They have that direct connection.
So boom. So this is what somebody said. Somebody said, I don't have a problem with giving tithes and extra for activities at the church. What bothers me is when a pastor keeps asking for more throughout the service and then tries to lead it back to the Bible. Somebody else said that the church light bill, the pastor got to get paid, church secretary, choir directors, musicians all get paid, which is true. Somebody said, my pastor's wife is on a Housewives reality show, so sometimes I question, do I keep giving when the pastor asks more than once during the service? And then somebody said, man, the mass churches are really a business. It's so much underground stuff in those.
Yeah, it's a lot, bro, because you got to think about it. It's a business. Like,
Church is a business.
People got to, because of the difference, because of the law between church and state, it allows people to not look at church as a business, but it's like it is.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, because the only reason why it's not looked at as a business, because the only source of income that they have is the tithes. They don't have like no real, like, they're selling a product and
right,
they're making profit and this, then the third. Their sole benefit of money comes from the people that they bring into their congregation.
But I think the main problem is, it's just like somebody said, like, my issue is with church and getting money is, I don't like it when pastors throughout the church make a big deal about money. Because, yes, God, the Bible does say the Lord wants you to be rich beyond your years. That is so true. That is absolutely true. But my thing is this. Some of these pastors that's asking for money, my thing is, what are you doing for the community? Because most black churches, I can't speak for white churches, but most black churches are in the hood. So you got a whole bunch of poor people in the hood struggling, believe it, and you're the pastor, and you're preaching to them that, yo, there's a God that's going to deliver you. He's going to do this for you. He's going to do this and that and the third if you just give, if you just do this. But then my thing is, the Bible does say faith without works is dead. Mm. However, if money is it's like, people are giving. I've heard somebody say, I've given all this money to a church, and I still ain't received no blessings yet. Granted, yes, I woke up this morning. Yes, I did this and that, but my thing is this. I'm still struggling. I'm still on food stamps.
And I look at it like this. It all is a matter of faith. You know,
Yes.
you really got to see what isn't there and believe that it's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what religion is all about.
Now, let me ask you something. When it comes to church, right? You have a lot of people who don't really believe in maybe religion. They believe in a higher power, right? So for you, let's say you're dating somebody, but they say they don't believe in God or they don't believe in church. Is that a deal breaker for you?
It's not a deal breaker for me. Here's why. Only reason why it'll be a deal breaker for me is if she's not understanding. With me, I'm a very understanding person. As long as you're not a hell Satan type person, like we good. But it's like I'm a kind of person that I respect everybody's religion, everybody's decision, everybody's belief, everybody. You know. So if you are a kind of person that may not believe in God or a church, I respect that. But only if you respect me and my decision to believe. You see what I'm saying? So
yes.
I don't that's where the deal breaker comes in. Only is if you respect the fact that I believe and that you don't, and we can come to a common ground. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, that's fair.
So what about with you? Is that a deal breaker?
It kind of is. And this is why I say that is because for me, right, I grew up in church. Right. So, yes, I've seen the bad. I've seen what people have said about church, like, yo, I don't agree with this, and the third. I've seen the bad, but I've also seen the good. And my thing is this. I don't rely on the church. I rely on my relationship with God. So my thing is, I ask somebody, have you relied on God more than you relied on a church? Because the thing about a church is everybody in that church, all are sinners. We all sin. But it's your relationship with God. And my thing is, if your relationship is not with God, then who is your relationship with? What do you believe in? Right. Now, if you believe in some demonic power, honestly, go ahead and just move to the side.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
go ahead and just move to the side.
You got all that. You might as well just go ahead and kick it to the curb with that one. But I look at it like what being raised in the church, though, it allows me to look at things a little bit differently, though, because I've never been a person that full blown like, nah, I don't believe in religion. I just don't focus so much heavily on the church side of it, you know, and I know that's a little bit touchy, right? It's a little bit touchy, you know, somebody don't go to church and, you know, still believe. But I believe, and I have my own ways of worshiping and praising. You know, if I go to church, I go to church, but I don't know why people really put the fact of, oh, if you don't go to church, then you don't believe, you don't worship, you know what I'm saying, you don't respect or all this other stuff. It's like I just don't see like the church is my way of fully worshiping and praising him at all times. You know, some people can go every single Sunday, like, you know what I'm saying. Some people can go every Sunday. Like
my grandma, go every single Sunday and still be sinners.
My grandmother, until this year, since COVID, she said she been going to church on Easter Sunday, at least on Easter Sunday, for 77 years.
Wow.
77 years.
That's powerful.
77 years. She has never missed. In 77 years, until COVID, she ain't never missed the church, a day in church.
So not even for a vacation or nothing.
No, I'm being serious. Like 77 years, she ain't never missed a day in church.
Wow.
On Easter Sunday.
That's what's up.
So it goes to show you how the people really dedicate themselves to the church. You know what I'm saying? People really dedicate themselves to the church because it allows them to you know, feel as if they're giving it on, like providing their service or their life into something greater, you know, for the long run. And I get that, and I respect that in all ends, you know. And that's what this conversation is about, you know, along with talking about what goes on in the church and just our different things of what goes on, understanding that, you know, we respect everybody and what they believe in, what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? As long as you respect others.
Yes.
And what they want to do. You see what I'm saying?
Facts. Now, let me ask you this. What are some things that you think that people... Okay, so let me ask you this. Why do you think some people leave the church?
So in situations like me, and
okay,
it's a lot of situations like me. It not saying that church was forced, but it made church seem like an obligation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it made church seem like, oh, I got no choice. Like, oh, I got to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? And as kids growing up, we rebel against everything we got to do. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, what your parents tell you to do, we always rebel. So when it comes to growing up, that's the first thing you say. It's like, no, I don't want to go to church. I want to, you know what I'm saying, sleep in and all this other stuff,
Right.
which is, you know, ideal, you know, for a teenager growing up. But as the years goes on, they condition to where they're like, oh, I don't need to go to church as often. Now, some people go to college and now go to church even more because they're being able to be encouraged to go by their peers. It's a difference between having church being to go as an obligation
Facts.
than to be encouraged to go. So in college, especially an experience to where I have, I never went to church very often. But when I did, people embraced me. Oh, you're in church, hey, congrats. You know, not, you know, and if I didn't, if I wasn't there, I wasn't there. And a lot of people got to understand that, especially the older generation. If I'm there, I'm there. If I'm not, I'm not. It's not no, you know, there's no type of way I'm trying to run it. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what this generation embraces themselves more than the last generation. So that's why when it comes from religion and all this stuff, we're in it, but we're not as in it as much as the older generations because it was a sense of identity for them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They really had to do this for 'em. So, you know, this generation it come a long way.
My pastor, he used to say, being in the church don't make you a Christian, just like being in the garage don't make you a car. Can I get a bomb on that one? Say that one more time. Being in the church does not make you a Christian, just like being in the garage does not make you a car. So one thing about me is like I had to go to church every Sunday because, you know, I was forced to go.
Mm-hmm.
I like, for me, my parents and my family used to say, you know, if you go to church, that's a safe space for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I know you won't be in trouble. However, I've seen most people go to church and seen them in the club the night before go crazy, go stupid.
Go wild.
I mean, not trying to be funny, not trying to step on their toes, but God, that's the best way I can say it.
Don't cuss.
Some of the biggest skeezers, if I can say that, are in church.
Okay.
If you understand what I'm saying. So it's like, just because you in church don't mean you a full Christian. And even some people that are in church every Sunday sin the most and do the most con stuff in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think for me, it's like, you can go to church, but my thing is, when you go to church, are you fully getting the message? And I feel like a lot of people go to church and don't get the real message.
Yeah. And I've been to church a lot of times and gotten the message. You know, I've been growing up, like, I was very involved in the church growing up. Like, you know, and people still tell me to this day, like, you have pastor material and all this other stuff.
Yes.
And I feel like, shut up. And I feel like I be running away from it a lot because I don't know, it's something that I want to, like, just come to terms with myself. You know what I'm saying?
Being a pastor is a big responsibility.
It is you got.
I don't know if I can handle that.
It's a lifestyle. Being a pastor is a lifestyle. It's more than just about going in the pulpit and preaching
Right.
the word. Like, you got to live a life
Right.
of a pastor.
You got to deal with people.
And, you know, and it's a lot. And I don't, you know, if that's down the line for me, that's down the line. But, you know, it's amazing that a lot of people can see that. A lot of people can see that even through amongst me being a DJ and doing all that I do now, is that people can still see, you know, like, oh, I can see you, you know, having a church,
Mhm.
and it's crazy. And like I said, like, I grew up in the church. Like, I've been in all aspects of the church, from usher, choir, you know, soundboard,
Amen.
you know, just in the congregation, you know, just in the financial board, you know.
Financial.
It's crazy.
Oh, man.
And it's
Financial.
shut up.
Oh man.
So
Not just looking at the taxes.
no, it's something. Shut up. No. No, but it's crazy because even I look at it like this, right, with my church, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've been trying to expand on our church for so many years. It's been ridiculous. Like we got a model, and it's been sitting in the church in the lobby for like all my life, basically at this point, and we've been trying to add on, and we ain't add on. But I know for a fact, like, people giving tithes. So I don't know, like, where the, of course, bills and all that stuff, but it's like, I don't know where we have to come to really get it to where the church can get sustainable amounts of money, because a lot of people, everybody feel like the church is being scammed, like the church is scamming them when they do all this and only they see a few people benefiting. And like, I don't know. It's crazy.
See, that's the thing, because, okay, so I'm going to give you an example. When I was in church, my church, right, we had a big issue with, my church was running through pastors. Like, we used to run through pastors. Like, we used to have a new pastor every, I guess you could say, like, year or two or so. So we had one pastor, right? This is where my problem comes with the church. The church likes to follow old traditions that hardly get people anywhere. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest issues was the first pastor that we had, after the first one stepped down, he was more catered to the youth. He was really, really in tune with the youth. Like, he was like in his late 20s. He knows what it was like going in college. He knew, stuff that we was into and stuff like that. Right. He may have not dressed like it, but he knew. And so certain things that his whole thing was like, listen, we have to be example for the children, because the children are looking at us. But you got the mothers of the church and the deacon board like, oh, no, we need to follow the rules of the Lord, and we need to do this, and we need to do that, and whatever. That would make they kicked him out, right? A lot of people was messed up about it. So now we got this new pastor that come in, right? Now check this out. He, for some, was relatable to the kids because of how he dressed, but he had that how can I say, hey, Double A Mama, how you doing? He had that whole, okay, put it like this. You know how most pastors, they be dressing like with the cowboy hat and a little scarf, but they got the Jordans on and they got the expensive coat, Louis Vuitton coat on, driving a nice car. They shouting the walls down on the church, this and the third, but then they the main ones causing drama. That was him. So it was like he had his own parking spot. Like it was built. Like he had to be, like he changed the name of the church.
Oh my God.
He changed the times of the church. Then what made it worse was he kicked out certain musicians because he was like they wasn't getting the job done for him. Not for the congregation, but for him. He brought his own staff. And then he raised the pay for himself, his wife, because most people don't know this. First ladies get paid. Most people don't know that. First ladies of a church get paid. They get a check. So him and his staff, not the church staff, but his staff, got extra money, which makes now everybody in the church is looking like, okay, hold on, wait a minute. Now you asking for us to give all this money, and you looking good, and I'm still in the project struggling. I'm still in the hood struggling. Jeez. So then what happens is now it gets to the news article that the church is going bankrupt. So that means he takes all the money that he made from the church and builds his own church. Now he leaves the church. Now our church is in a financial struggle because we can't get stuff together. We arguing like, oh, I believe he did the right thing or he did the wrong thing. It was a whole big mishap. And I think that's my issue with church. Like, we focus too much on our appearance on the outside, but not what we feel on the inside.
Right.
I feel like that's our biggest problem. And then I feel like the people that are in church are the main ones that are chasing people away. Like, I grew up in a church where you had to wear a suit. You had to wear slacks. You had to wear Stacey Adams, hard bottoms.
Your Sunday best.
Right. If you came in there,
Sunday best.
Yes, literally. If you came in there wearing Jordans, sweats, jeans, they would look at you like you crazy.
And that's why I loved casual Sundays. I love casual.
Oh God.
When casual Sundays come around, Sundays always come around like the last little bit of July, a little bit of August. Like
Yeah,
right
summertime when they know it's hot.
Like right in that transitional period. It's
Yes.
like they always got the casual Sundays on there. But I love casual Sundays. Going in some jeans.
Yes.
Some Jordans. Be chill.
Just chill.
Just,
But I had people that they used to come in 3-piece suits every Sunday. My
Yeah,
grandmother
now,
was the one that had the church hats and everything.
Hold on. Outside of the church though, I had a drama teacher at Hillside, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had a drama teacher at Hillside. His name was Mr. Tab. This dude right here, when I tell you my man's got every suit you could ever possibly imagine.
Steve Harvey suits.
Steve Harvey got nothing on my drama teacher. When I tell you my man's got a suit, bro, I'm talking about during school, every day, Monday through Friday.
Oh, no, couldn't do it.
Suited up.
I can't wear a suit every day. I don't know how people wear suits every day.
I don't think you understand me. I'm talking suited up. I'm talking the shoes, the pants with the vest, matching shirt, the jacket.
Talking about little shirts that used to be in a little packet.
Yes, no, not even that. I'm I'm talking about the ones you gotta go to the real people to get them. Like you gotta go to the real people to get them. Like this ain't even no packet. Like this fresh off the lot. Like this fresh off the factory. And look, let me tell you this right here. I'm talking about got the pocket squares and everything queued up, ready to go. I'm talking about I ain't never seen nobody fresh them outside the church like that. Like
all right, now
I'm talking about every suit.
Let's be controversial, right?
Brown, green.
Let's be controversial. One of the 10 Commandments is thou shalt not judge, right?
Everybody in the church judge.
Everybody in the church judge. But the main problem that people have is people who are gay being in the church. Now, let me ask you this.
Hey, if they weren't in the church, you would not have no choir director.
Ooh, can't.
Let me. Yeah. What you about to say?
Hey, so let me ask you this: do you think people who are in church that are gay are messing up the flow?
First of all,
of the church.
There's nowhere in the Bible that says anything about being gay being a sin directly. I'm gonna say directly.
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna say is directly. I don't want you to quote.
But the Bible does say that a man and a woman is supposed to be a man and a woman.
It does say that. But at the same time, at the end of the day, to each his own. I look at it. See, that's why when it comes to religion, that's why it's just like, it's just a thin line between me and religion. And because, like, I'm a kind of person, I accept everybody and what they want to do. If you want to be gay, you want to be gay. If you want to be purple, you want to be purple. If you want to be from Mars, you want to be from Mars. Whatever you want to do, you want to do.
Yeah.
And I just don't like the Bible said, don't judge. I just don't judge. And whether that's why I feel as if with people who try to use religion to say, oh, gay is a sin, you're going to hell, all this other stuff. It's like, I don't. Like, why are you so hot when it says to not judge and to welcome those and to and if somebody's coming into the church welcoming, not causing no harm, there's not no necessarily sin going on like to where they're causing any harm to the church. Why are you so quick to heathen all this other stuff? Like it's ridiculous.
Because this is my thing about gay people in church. This is my thing. I don't judge because what your preference is, what your preference is.
Right.
But my thing with pastors is you cannot. You good, Cortland? What's good, bro? Like my thing is this: you can't judge a gay person being in church trying to get closer with God, but your pastor is sleeping with your secretary.
First of all, yes.
Because the Bible also does say thou shalt not commit adultery.
But
the Bible also says thou shalt not steal.
Also, and also with that, I mean, everybody's been committing adultery now at this point. Like, everybody's been committing adultery.
Duh.
I'm not saying that to normalize it, but what I'm saying, shut up. But what I'm saying is that there's a lot of hypocrites right here, especially in the church.
Hella hypocrites. There's so many hypocrites in the church. I can go down. I can give you a list of them. I'll give you a list of names.
It's a lot of hypocrites in the church, and it's funny. That's why the older you get, the more you just start paying attention, which is why That's why you got to talk to these older people who've been in the church long. Like that's why when I was younger, I was talking to the people who've been members of the church for 50, 60 years. Like,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta like, oh, that's what I done seen them. Da, da, da. Like they know everything, and a lot of things.
Whoa.
Everything comes through the church, no matter what you.
Somebody said politicians, preachers, and pimps are all the same.
First of all, pimps. That's crazy. I don't want to.
That's a reach. Yeah, that's a reach right there, brother. That's a reach right there. I don't know about that one. That's a reach.
A foul on the play. Foul on the play.
Yeah, that's a reach right there, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's a reach right there. However, I will say this though, right? I will say this. When it comes to this one thing a pastor told me. Mm-hmm. A pastor told me, he said, let me tell you something about church people. You can't let church people come to your house because church people like Jehovah's Witnesses. That's what I mean. So there are different religions. There are different people that believe in certain things. Because I think Jehovah's Witnesses, they believe in the Old Testament but not the New Testament. Mm-hmm. Where as Christians, we believe in both the Old Testament and the New Testament. Because I am a Christian. I live myself as a Christian. However, he said Jehovah's Witnesses and people in the church are they the same. They come if you invite them to your house, they come unannounced. They come unexpectedly. They come wanting to bear the good news. They come want to make sure that you're doing the work of the Lord, and they want you to come and say, listen, we want you to come and do this for God and come join this ministry and do this, that, and the third. My thing is this with some people in church. You can't force people to join ministries.
You can't.
You can't force people to grow with their relationships with God. I just feel like that's something that has to come naturally. Now, you can have an influence on somebody when it comes to them growing their relationship, giving them advice. But at the end of the day, we all walk in our faith differently.
Right.
All of us do.
That's everybody. And a lot of people, it's interesting, and especially when you talk about Jehovah's Witness and people like that. Like a lot of people like to throw the Lord on everybody in every
freaking body, and I hate that.
But I'm saying just in every situation they just try to throw the Lord on you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bro, what you want to eat, man? The Lord told me this morning. I'm like, you know what? I just asked you what you want to eat. I didn't ask you what the Lord.
Who you voting for this election? I'm voting for Jesus because Jesus knows it all.
And it's like I love this. I love the hope. I love the the energy. But it's like
faith without works is dead.
And I keep going back to that because it's like you keep wanting to hope and pray and all this other stuff. Keep praying, keep hoping, and keep doing all that stuff. But keep doing that same thing. Like ain't nothing just gonna happen off of just one thing. You just keep doing it.
Where do you think a lot of pastors fail at when it comes to church? I feel like a lot of pastors are not relatable.
I mean that.
I feel like a lot of pastors are just not relatable.
It's the fact that what pastors fail is that they're trying to uphold an image that a lot of them know that they can't maintain.
Praise the Lord.
So it becomes challenging down the line because a lot of them have to live a double life.
Yes.
But that's just most of the pastors, not necessarily the great majority. A lot of the people really who go into pastors, a lot of people, and I'm praying that when I say this, I'm saying this correctly. Those of people who, in my experience in the black community, now I know some, they go on their own agenda, but those who I've met, a lot of them have great intentions for their community and their congregation.
Absolutely.
Do a lot of great things. They live the word of the Bible, live by, live, by the Lord, by his word and all that. And I commend them for that. But I say now, I agree with what the last comment said, minus the pimps, that politicians and pastors are the same because they sit here and trying to basically tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
To get you on their side.
That's true.
That's how some churches be having pastors for, 10, 20 years or sometimes that's how pastors can get in and have more influence into the church more than some other pastors that, it's just about that reach and that thing and what you about to use it for. So it's just a matter of, just being truthful and stop feeling like that the pastor is a set lifestyle. Every pastor got to live. So you got to have a wife, you got to have a child, you got to live this, you got to.
It's a lot of single pastors,
and it's a lot of divorced pastors.
A lot of them.
It's a lot of divorced pastors as well. So it's like and they don't talk and they talk about.
And it's a lot of pastors who really ain't pastors. Because my thing is, somebody just gonna have to help me with this. I don't understand how a pastor can buy a helicopter.
Who's buying a helicopter?
You hear about that?
No.
There was a pastor who bought a whole helicopter so he could do the work of the Lord. What was his name?
No, I seen the video of that pastor. He descended from the top he was on them strings. I seen that. Yeah, I seen that one.
I seen a pastor driving around a hoverboard.
Yeah, that's wild.
I even seen a pastor make a whole sermon about cheating, and he was talking about him cheating on his wife. He's a famous pastor too.
And I seen a pastor cuss.
Said, what dog? Let me tell you something.
Get choked.
This is what a lot of people gotta understand. Pastors be cussing y'all out in their head.
Yeah.
I know plenty of pastors that cuss.
They be cussing, but look, so we gonna do it like this right here. All right. So we've been talking about a lot. We've been dealing with a lot in this first little segment right here, but we got to give time for you to really digest. All right. We're not gonna really unfold a lot of things all at one time, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you got time, share this with your friends who go to church. Share this with everybody. Get them involved. Let's have a conversation. We're not going anywhere. We are taking a quick break right here, right now, ladies and gentlemen. Do not go anywhere. We are coming right back. Just taking a quick break, ladies and gentlemen.
This is Showout with The Wave, brought to you by the Juice Network, your number one source for urban entertainment. We'll be right back.
Sounds is an entertainment firm specializing in social and intimate events. We also offer rental services of professional audio, lighting, and DJ booth equipment that's available for personal or corporate use. Our ideal customers are newlyweds and wedding planners looking for an entertainment firm, allowing them to fully customize their events. Sounds like what you need for your next event? Look no further. CK Sounds is exactly what you need. For business inquiries, email us at DJCK, that's DJCEEKAY at yahoo.com, or call us at 252-594-1058. That's 252-594-1058. Point of Contact Consulting is the #1 choice of ServSafe food safety training in the Southeast. Our food manager certification classes are taught using the industry's leading food safety certification program. The training emphasizes the importance of proper sanitation, cross-contamination prevention, food or illness prevention, and much, much more. To schedule your training today, call 919-357-4758 or visit P.O.
This is the Juice Network.
Network. Check, check, check. Yes, we back. This is part two of The Doors of the Church Are Open. This is your number one source for urban entertainment. This is the Juice Network. This is the Showout with the Wave podcast. Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
We are having a conversation on the Showout.
Yeah, we having a great conversation.
Great conversation, bro.
We always have a conversation here on the Showout with the Wave show, ladies and gentlemen.
This
man.
is
Yes.
the Juice Network.
If you are just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the doors of the church have been open, ladies and gentlemen. Doors of the church have been open.
Yes,
ladies
they
and
are.
gentlemen. It has been something major, man. Shout out to the Juice Network team, man. Working hard.
Doing
we
our
got
thing.
everybody all over the world, ladies and gentlemen, just doing great things right now, ladies and gentlemen. And we just been having a conversation. So we're back with it, part two, ladies and gentlemen. We've been talking about, each and everything about the church, from pastors not doing their
Due diligence.
People judging, people taking religion and doing their own agendas with it, and now we want to focus on what religion should, in our opinions. Please understand that these are all what we talk about is from experience and the facts, and that we have uncovered for ourselves. We're trying to knowledge everybody on the subject, and we encourage you to do the same for others. Don't never knock nobody for not knowing. Just knock them for not trying. And at the end of the day, you got to encourage others, and that's what we're here to do. So with you, Tariq, with all that we talked about and things that go on with the church, what are some things that you believe that down the line needs to happen in order for something to change, i.e. younger generations to get more hipped into themselves saying, look, I need to go to church?
So I think what needs to happen with church is we have church, when it comes to the younger generation, I'm talking about like millennials, right? I would say mainly from middle school to college, really. You know what I'm saying? I think that the church needs to be very, very relatable, and I think that the church really, 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 really needs to understand, like, as young adults, we're going to make mistakes. We're not perfect. We're young. This is the age where we're going to make majority of our mistakes. This is where we're going to make or break our life. I feel like with the church, it needs to be the church with young people. It makes us run away from it because it's like, we can't come to y'all. We can't come to church because y'all going to judge us.
Right.
From the mothers, from the deacon board, from the Sunday school teachers, all of that. It's like we feel like, I know I have felt like that. I've known plenty of people that feel like that, where they feel like you good, where they feel like you're gonna judge us. So for us, it's like, I think like for the millennials, for the church has to be very, very relatable. Meaning, don't go off of what you think the young adults or the millennial kids will want. Ask them what's going on in their world. Don't be so confrontational. Actually ask them what's going on in your life.
Right.
Where is God in your life? And when I say, and don't just put God like, oh, he'll do this for you. He'll do that. And cut that out, because your voice is not that scratchy. Actually be relatable.
Yeah, and then also I feel as if a lot of places, I know here in like the Raleigh-Durham area, church like Word Overcomers is definitely hip to the younger generation of people, because they relate more to the situations that they got going on, i.e. they talking about the relationship problems, trust issues, social media, different things like that, and they're relating it into a sense to where they feel as if the Bible and religion isn't this ancient thing that is just being repeated over and over again. And that's what it is, especially with traditional churches. I know with me, one thing that
I think traditional churches need to break traditions.
I know traditional churches that, especially with me, that it drove me away because I didn't feel like none of the things related to me. Now, as I got older, yes, it started relating to me.
It started making sense
as I got older. But now, had I been younger and those messages related to me when I was younger, I might have been able to encourage myself to stay in the church a little bit longer. And, that's what a lot of these churches need to sit down and have a conversation with. Just because you're changing and going to traditions that haven't been done before, doing things that nobody has done before, doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. And that's why a lot of people like Ty Tribbett, Kirk Franklin, and all the newer generation of gospel artists, like they get looked at bad because, it's not that traditional style of gospel music,
Facts.
And it's a time of change. Something has to evolve. You have to evolve.
This is another thing I feel like churches need to do. I feel like churches need to have open, honest conversations about marriage.
Yes, especially about marriage.
Because I feel like the church is really, really, really like, how can I say this nicely? I feel like they're giving like a false perception of how marriage should be. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it's understandable. Yes, you're not supposed to have sex before marriage. We get that. Everybody, listen, in this day and age, everybody's in the bedroom.
Yeah,
it's rare.
It's sad to say,
it's rare.
All right, so look, check this out, right? We're not trying to say this to, damn, Lord.
Let me lay hands on it real quick.
That water went down the road. It is. So,
boom.
A lot of people got to understand that. What were we saying?
Marriage.
A lot of people got to understand, especially nowadays, we're not trying to talk about anything, especially doing things outside of marriage to not normalize it. But at the end of the day, understand that in this day and age that because of what society has developed into, it's become something that a lot of people are doing at a much more younger rate than they have before. So it's not necessarily talking bad amongst those people, but understanding that you have to. I look at it like this, right? And it goes along with parenting too, and it goes along with all this other stuff. A lot of people got to understand that you have to give people choices and make them understand their choices.
Facts.
Don't tell them that, if you don't do this, you're going to wind up like this, or if you do this, you're going to wind up like that. Because at the end of the day, they're now not understanding of their own actions and reasonings as to why they want to do something, because they're going to do something. They're like, he told me to do it, he said it'll be good. Or he told me to do it, told me not to do it, said it'll be bad. Versus saying, I'm not going to do that. And that's stupid. I ain't going to do that.
Facts. So
you got to give them the choices and give them the knowledge to say, you know what, like, you are making your own choices right now, so you have to understand, all right, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. If you do this, this is what's going to happen. At the end of the day, you're making this choice. It's not trying to bash nobody, not trying to put nobody under the bus. It's encouraging them to understand that, you are in control of your life.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people got to understand that.
I think also, too, like, this is my thing with church and marriage. I feel like with most pastors, and not even just pastors, let me take the pastors out of it. Just the church, realistically, you have to be understanding about marriage. Because I'm not married, but I believe that I'm going to be married one day, right? And I feel like if me and my wife are in church, right? If we go to church,
right,
we want our family to be relatable with God. We want our family to have a relationship with God, right? And since God knows us and he knows that we all fall short, but I feel like with the church, there should be people in the church that should be able to coach us and be realistic about how certain things work in marriage.
Right.
I think I know a lot of people, they like, you started off wrong when you had sex. You should have waited. Okay, listen. My thing is this. I know I know a lot of pastors, I know a lot of church people who are married and have ugly spouses.
What does them gotta be ugly?
Let me explain. Let me explain.
Love them, they love them.
Let me explain. Yes, they love them, but I know most people that are in church that be having sneaky links with some people in the choir. I know some people who are deacons who got sneaky links with people in the first aid ministry. So my thing is, for me and my wife, if we go to a pastor, right, for advice, please understand that pastor has to be relatable. Because I can smell fake from a mile away. I did another thing about church, too. Most people, when it comes to church, they can smell fake from a mile away. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when it comes to marriages, most people in church, they gotta be relatable when it comes to marriages.
Right. They got to be relatable, and it's I don't, bro. It's so crazy. Like when you grow up and you really start paying attention to the church.
I'm
really
trying to tell you,
really
yo.
seeing
I'm
the
telling
things
you.
that go on, and you know what I'm saying, both good and the bad. And
Right.
It's just funny because a lot of it just goes a lot of people fail to realize it or don't want to accept the fact that like politics and religion go hand in hand. No, they're not the same thing, but they go hand in hand.
They do.
So
They really do.
It's funny because especially with politicians abuse that. You know what I'm saying? That's why during their campaign, that's why they always in the churches.
I feel like a lot of pastors in churches, they abuse the Bible.
And, you know, and
I feel like a lot of them abuse the Bible.
It's crazy. And what's crazy is what I find amazing is that pastors can really preach for all these years and not preach the same sermon twice.
Man, listen.
My pastor at my church has been there for like 20 some odd years, and I'm 21 years old. Like, and I've never heard this man preach the same sermon.
I've heard my pastor. My pastor will literally, let me tell you what he'll do. Every year for 2 months, he'll preach about what this and third in 2020. This and third in 2021. He'll always say what to do in this year.
Right.
But it's like I just didn't feel like, for me, like what's interesting about church is when I hear people who never grew up in church talk about it.
Right.
And it's like, bro, that's not even what it is.
Exactly. And
you won't point about some stuff, but then there's some stuff is like, bro, that's really not how it is.
It's definitely, and see, look, my main thing about it is too, like I look at it like this, right? It's like when people got to understand that when you go into the church and when you're going into something like that, right? Like it's a sensitive topic. It's a sensitive topic, and it's so much of a crazy topic that it's. You gotta know how to navigate through it. You gotta know how to navigate through it when you're talking about it, right?
Yeah.
So especially with going to the church and the pastors and them being about the congregation and for the church, you know, we have to hold the pastors accountable as well, and not think that the pastor's word is law. A lot of people are falling into the trap that the pastor's word is law, and that's what, you know what I'm saying, that's what messes up a lot of people. But, you know, you got to understand that you're going to church for your own thing as well. Yes, the pastor's there, you know, to give you the message, give you the word, give you insight. But the pastor isn't there to tell you what to do and what not to do. He's not there to tell you, you know, oh, you're doing this wrong. You got to do it like this. You got to do it like that. Because, no, that's not what you're doing.
So let me ask you this.
In my opinion, though, that's what I believe.
So how is your relationship with God grew since not really being in church like that, or even like through COVID? How is your relationship with God grew?
It is grown majorly, and you know, no, I haven't been able to go to the church like that, or no, I haven't been able to do that. But you know, I keep up with the scripture. I keep up with just sticking, you know, staying positive and trying to get some word in. And it's amazing because it allows me to really sit back and focus on me, because religion, you got to think about it. When religion is about you, it's not about nobody else but you. Mm-hmm. So you have to be in tune with yourself. So i.e., if you don't know yourself, you don't know who the Lord is, because the Lord made you. So if you don't know who you are, you can't possibly know who the Lord is. So you have to. It made me really figure and learn who I am, focus on me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why my relationship with God has been so crazy over these years, because I wasn't knowing who I was. Mm-hmm. You know who you are, and it allows you to navigate through the journey of knowing the Lord better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What about you? Has it allowed you to see things differently, insights? What's different?
I think I ain't gonna even say the code. I think my relationship with God grew way stronger when my mother passed. Honestly. Because, like my like those that know, like my mom was really like that. That was like my anchor. That was That was my go-to. That was my strong point. So for me, it was, how do I, like, my mother is now with the Lord. I trust and know where she's at now. But now it's like, okay, my grandmother's getting older. My uncle has his own responsibilities. My god brother has his own responsibilities. Now it's on me. So now it's like, now what do I do, right? So I kind of had to learn how to just, like I kind of just I had to learn, like I remember this one I remember, right? I remember once, it was the week of my mother's funeral, and I remember I was in my room sleep, and I don't know why, but I just felt like I heard a voice say, "Do you trust me?" And I was like, I just couldn't sleep that whole night. And I think that night it was God talking to me. He was like, "Yo, like, do you trust me?" And I've always felt like I trust God. I've questioned him a lot. I'm not gonna say here and act like I didn't question it, but about what he was doing. But like, I've always trusted him. But in this situation, it was like, do you trust me?
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, I trust you. He said, all right. So I remember God, I think he was saying, put all your trust in me, and I'm going to show you something. I can't recite what Bible verse where it says, put all your trust in the Lord or whatever. But it's like, I remember I trusted him. I put my trust in the Lord, and then I saw a lot of major blessings come my way.
Right.
I saw a lot of headaches come my way as well. However, I know one thing I always stand on is faith without works is dead. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We can have all the faith in God that we can have, right? There you go. Cast all your cares upon me. You can have all the faith in the world, but if you don't have no worth ethic behind it, then that's where the issue comes in. And I think that's where a lot of people in church or a lot of people in general fail. They want God to do all these things for them, but it's like, what are you doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like having a boss. Like, a boss can tell you what to do, but it's like, if you don't practice upon it, or no, I'm put like this. It's like a coach. The coach can guide you on how to be a good player, but if you're not putting in the work ethic to be better, then it's like, what are you doing? That's how most people don't get far in sports. That's how most people don't get far in life. So I feel like for me, my faith with God grew stronger when my mother passed. And then by the time COVID came, it was like, yo, I'm good. Like, this too shall pass. Like, this is gonna move forward. I think also God has also shown me who is in my life for a lifetime and who's in my life as a lesson. Mm-hmm. That's another thing he showed me. Mm-hmm. I can literally say that. Do you feel like most people run away from God because they're afraid of themselves? Because I feel like people do.
Yeah, no, they're afraid. They're afraid of the truth. Mm. So with forming a relationship with the Lord, you have to hold yourself accountable to a degree that a lot of people aren't necessarily able to do as of right now.
Facts.
You know, and with that, it involves sacrifice and
before
learning,
talking today,
and learning truth about yourself to where now you.
Y'all make sure I go stream Slide Out by DJ 4, man. That record is crazy. Yeah,
that was a weird transition. But
I'm sorry.
Yes.
He just up here. I just want to go ahead and shout him
out. Shout out to him though. Shout out to him. It's just weird, but it's you. What was I talking about? You threw me off.
Dang,
what was I talking about?
I'm so sorry, bro.
Anyways, nonetheless, I know that I was talking about the fact that when it comes to church, that a lot of people aren't willing to involve themselves 100% because it takes a lot that, you know, people think it's easy, but it's not. When you trying to be saved and get baptized and be in the you know, eyes of the Lord, and you live by the Bible word for word, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
That's a lifestyle. That's something you got to commit to that day in, day. You got to think about it day in, day. You can't just be living life, you know, just be thinking. You can't do all that. It's like you really got to live by the Lord. So Facts. It's like you can't sit here and have example like, oh, it's the weekend. Let me turn up. I'll be good on Sunday.
Woo!
Like,
yeah.
Nah. It's like if you with it, like if you with it, then you with it all the way. You with it all the way. So a lot of people ain't ready for that. They ain't ready to cut out their weekend turn up.
Now, let me ask you this. What is the biggest lesson in life that you think God has taught you?
The biggest lesson in life God has taught me is to love yourself. Don't depend. See something that a lot of people don't understand, especially with the internet, with social media. This is new.
Mm-hmm.
No other generation in history has dealt with what we're dealing with right now as far as phones and internet and all this stuff. We are the first. So with that, it involves it's a lot of depression going around. It's a lot of people seeking attention and acceptance from a lot of other people.
Facts.
Because of the fact that they are not seeking the acceptance and the love from themselves that which the Lord gives to them. So being that they feel as if they are not like somebody else who they see is getting all that they want, not necessarily that they need, that they want.
Yeah.
And they make them feel low. And even though that it make you feel low, you have to understand that the Lord created you for a different purpose. Everybody is here for a purpose.
Facts.
Some people are here. I don't want to say it like this. You know, some people are gone too soon. A lot of people are gone early, but some people are here. Some people are here for short term. Some people here long term. Some people are here to leave legacy. Some people are here to leave lessons.
Facts.
You know, and a lot of people have to understand that, you know, sometimes you can be that one that leaves the legacy, or you're going to be that one that becomes the lesson.
Facts.
And a lot of people don't want to be the lesson and be the legacy, but understand that when it comes to the legacy, you have to put forth the effort and work to leave that legacy. It just doesn't it just doesn't get left because you just say, "Oh, I'm gonna leave a legacy." Like, you have to do something that impacts not only you but the next generation, the generation to follow, so on and so forth. And that's why with religion, it's more than just about giving to God and talking about the Lord. It's about others, encouraging others. So that's why I don't understand, like, when it comes to churches, we don't have a lot of these different organizations amongst in the community. We're going out here. We got the outreach community in here in Haiti and all the other places, which is where we need them at. We need
Facts.
them, but there's a lot of stuff going on within our own communities that they're not even there.
And that's the problem I have with church as well. It's just like everybody wants to do so much work in the church, but the real work is outside of the church. That's my biggest thing. Like, my thing is, like, if I was a pastor, if somebody was to ask me what would I bring new to this congregation, my main thing would be I would do more work outside the church than in the church. And this is why. I was always taught that a church is supposed to be a hospital for sinners, right? A church is supposed to be a hospital for sinners. People are supposed to come in getting healed. When you come check into a hospital, you're supposed to leave better than when you came in. You still got some stuff that you're dealing with. You still got some stuff that is still bruised up and whatnot. But at least when you leave, you have a different plan. You got a different way to live your life. So I feel like with churches, most churches, it's a hood near every church. But somebody in that hood needs God in that moment. And as the pastor, you are the coach. You are the shepherd of the house. You are the shepherd of the house. Like, so you are the one that are leading. I feel like most pastors, and not just pastors, first ladies, choir directors, ushers, we got you like you have to be leaders. Like,
Right.
Forget about your pew in the church, because all these mothers in the church talk about that. This is my pew. No, if you the mother of the church, you need to go out and go make some babies. This is what I mean. I'm gonna tell you. I'm explaining to you, because I heard the pastor say it. You got mothers in the church, right? They the mothers of the church, right? But you still got babies out there that need to know the Lord. So so those mothers need to grab those children and make them kids for God. Make them servants of the Lord. Teach them their ways, not these selfish ways of just, this is my church. This is my pew. I'm gonna sit here. No. Teach them some things.
Okay, and you got a point though. You definitely touching on some interesting topics and interesting points right there. And if anything, the utmost important thing that we want you to take away from this episode today is that no matter what you believe in, whatever, no matter your religion, if you don't believe in whatever it makes you sleep better at night, we are here to let you know that you are you.
Facts.
You are you. Whatever helps you get through the day. Religion was created so for us to have hope. That's all hope and faith is. It's
Hope and
religion.
faith.
It's religion that is faith, hope that things are gonna get better, and faith that my work is gonna have results into something that I can't see right now.
Facts.
So you have to understand that, and you have to be at terms with that. You got to understand that life is going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. Somebody going to talk about you. Somebody going to slash your tires. Somebody going to do some crazy stuff. Somebody going to do something wild in your life that you just cannot control. That you just cannot control. But what you can control is yourself, and you have to be about yourself. Stop worrying about what people are saying, what they ain't saying. Trust me, and I can say this is because I was a person who used to care. I was a person who did everything for everybody's opinion.
Same.
I didn't do anything for myself. I did everything to make everybody happy.
Same.
And it left me unhappy for years.
Facts.
Left me unhappy for years. And
shout out to Lil John up here. Shout out to Lil John.
Lil John is in the building. Shout out Lil John in the building. On a Saturday, yes.
On a Saturday.
Some people go to church on a Saturday.
Facts.
On a Saturday.
Yeah.
But that's what we do here on the Showout with the Wave Show. We have our fun. We talk, and we understand the devil calls you, but the devil thought he had you. But
the devil is busy, but God is busier.
What you run,
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, that has been another episode. We on 15 episodes.
15 episodes, man. It's been crazy. And we couldn't do this without you. We couldn't do this without you. Everybody. Oh my God.
What?
Y'all don't see that? We'll get to it later. But I told you it's in here. I told you it's in here.
See, that's the devil. The devil. There you go.
I don't know, right there at the end. I don't know. So look, we got to get ready to end this. So look, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Episode 15, Showout The Wave. Before we go, we got to end in a word of prayer. Just end in a word of prayer, Lord. You know what I'm saying? Just.
Oh yeah, that's
just
fast. Let's get it.
Bite heads wherever you at, Lord. Father God, Lord Jesus, we come before you right now. Some of us call you Berta's Bear. Some of us.
Oh no, we not doing that.
All right, look, we done. All right, okay, all right. Look, check this out. Thank you.
We not doing that.
No, look,
we not doing that.
All right, so look, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in with us, man. We appreciate everybody.
Oh my God.
Wait until the next episode. We got major things coming for you. Shout out to your number one source for urban entertainment, the Juice Network. Shout out to my boy Tariq The Wave.
Yo,
I'm your boy
shout
DJ.
out to Pastor Showout.
I'm not Pastor. All right, shout out to the Juice Network team. We are out.
Oh.